Thank you very much for tuning into the Heartbeat. This is John Stewart, and this month we're going to be tuning into the chakras and talking about vibrational medicine and how we can apply it in our daily life, of how chakras can be applicable into bringing about a greater self awareness, expanded consciousness, and deepen into our daily experience. So let's get right into it. The chakra system provides a map for us on our journey through life. It creates a bridge between the physical and the divine. And chakras, what they are spinning vortexes of energy that are created by consciousness within the physical body. Essentially, if you were to look at the body from the side and look at the nervous system, you would see these huge nerve ganglia. That would be our brain, essentially, is really just a big bundle of nerves. And then our eyes, the same thing, through our mouth, our speech, and our throat area, our chest, our heart, in our solar plexus, down in our reproductive system. So if you were to look from the side, you would see these large areas of nerve ganglia. These essentially are where the chakras are. It's a concentration of the energy centers within our physical form. And they're the centers of the organization for the reception, the assimilation, and the expression of the life force energy that we carry. And there's millions, if not like billions to trillions of these highways that are running through our bodies. Now, we look at 7 major chakras or energy centers within the body, and these 7 energy centers correspond directly with the central nerve ganglia branching out from the spinal column. And the chakras process this vibrational energy of specific frequencies, which translate the effects of etheric, astral, and higher vibrational inputs into biological manifestations via the endocrine system. So what does all that mean? What that means is that we are receivers just as we are amplifiers. So think of it like this. We're basically a radio antenna broadcasting our frequency. At the same time, we are receiving all of the frequencies around us. Just as with our ear, when we are listening to sound, what happens is those cilia that are within our ear are specifically tuned to a frequency, which goes through a whole process going into our brain, which I won't go into here. Essentially, it's the same thing, where we are receiving this vibrational input, whether it is speech, whether it is music, whether it is touch, whatever that vibrational input, as everything on this earth, within this universe, within all of creation, is a manifestation of energetic input, vibration. And these manifestations occur within our body, our biological manifestation. The endocrine system responds to this because the endocrine system is the hormonal activity which affects our moods and behavior through the hormonal influences on brain activity. These behavioral and mental patterns become programmed responses over time. And learning about chakras and these energy centers allows you to shine a spotlight on these programmed responses so their negative effects can be minimized and positive inspired action can replace them. And it's not necessarily bad or good. Really it is we're tuning into the polarity. We're looking at something that may not be serving us, and we're going to look at that and we're going to be aware and we're going to become conscious and we're going to become connected and we're going to deepen into our experience with that and learn how we can shift our perspective, our viewpoint. So being aware of the chakras and their role in our life allows you to establish a holistic connection between the mind, body, and spirit. So there's that harmonious relationship which is developed and we become in tune. Just as the musician sets the pitch to the orchestra, so there is this beautiful symphony of sound which is created and a delicate dance between all of the instrumentation that is going on to create this beautiful masterpiece. This is the same thing that we get to experience with our body, with our mental connection, with our physical connection, with our spiritual experience. And with this knowledge, we're able to bridge between the divine and the physical. Because as with anything, there is this presence of duality, the up, down, in, out, light, dark, and there's this excess and deficiency. Again, it's not about the good or the bad. It's this recognition that we develop. And as we develop this, we have a practical understanding and we can apply the chakra system, which allows us to create this greater harmony in our life in every way. As I was speaking about before, there's 7 major energy centers, and there's also 4 major highways that this energy travels. It goes upward, which is the current of liberation or freedom, and then downward, which is the current of manifestation, outwards, which is the current of offering or expression, and inwards, which is the current of receiving or reception. The current of liberation allows us to wake up to new possibilities, to liberate ourselves from the constricting, compulsive behaviors and being stuck on the hamster wheel of life. It allows us to rise above. It allows us to keep from being stuck in the mud. It allows us to break free from our routine. It allows us to expand, to amplify, to lighten, to become lighter. The current of manifestation is where thought forms, our ideas, our concepts are translated into mental images, and then we begin to communicate them as we passionately start to connect and feel them in our body, in our core. And through inspired action, we give these ideas our emotional energy, whereas emotion, energy, and motion, emotion, which results in the manifested outcome. And the energy of expression is how we share with our experience, how we communicate in our environment, whether that is verbal communication or nonverbal communication, how we co create with the environment around us. And the inwards energy, the current of receiving or reception. And this one is a big one. This one is one that a lot of people have a difficult time working with, is receiving, being open. There's a vulnerability that is required, that is an allowance for us to receive from the world around us, the infinite, the abundance that is present in all things, to create that human connection. So as we go through the 7 major chakras, what we'll do is we'll discuss the color that's associated with it, the element, and the identity that is associated with it, if you will, and something that we can say, kind of a mantra of what that chakra represents. And then I'll give a breakdown of how we can apply that in our daily life and what some of the excesses and some of the deficiencies are, and what a harmonized chakra system would feel like. So as we begin to navigate through the bottleneck and through the filter of all of that, and expanding and opening up and speaking our truth into the now and valuing ourself, shift to the 5th chakra, Vishuddha, our throat chakra. The color is turquoise blue. The element is sound and vibration. This is our creative identity. I speak. I speak. I am the music. I am the song. I am the song. Feel the vibration. Feel it. Being the narrowest area of the body, the throat chakra is the filter of our energy system. It purifies the energy for our higher states of consciousness, filters the messages that come from our body, and distills our thoughts so that they can integrate into our physical experience. This is the union, the communion of body and mind, holy, holy, whole, complete. Through communication, we connect, we expand, and create community, coming together in unity, unified. We experience harmony and learn to be one with all things and closer to the divine through our voice, as the release of sound purifies and aligns this energy body, our form, this container, our shell, our vehicle for shifting into the higher states of consciousness. Our body is resonant with our voice. I speak into existence. My body responds. This is where we transcend the physical into the ethereal. The fifth chakra is the artist of our energy body as it creates through our self expression. When we are harmonized, we have a resonant, full voice. We are clear in our communication. We begin to expand upon that creative lifestyle of where we begin to speak it into existence, of where we begin to share our co-creation, of where we embodied it. Now we begin to speak it. We begin to call upon it. We begin to resonate with it with a healthy self-talk. We are listening intently. We are listening intently. There is a rhythm, a movement to our life. The heart's beat is spoken in harmony. Things that we can do to further our connection, to deepen or expand our connection with the fifth chakra is deeper listening. Sometimes it's less talking. And listening intently. Dancing, singing, breathing, breath work, chanting mantras, written expression, writing, prose, prayer, spoken word, joining a public speaking group, open mic, drum circles, social gatherings. And these are some of the practices that can amplify our experience. That's what the voice is, the resonance of giving a tangible physical representation to our thought through our voice so that it's carried out through all of existence. And practicing and tuning in to our voice and being aware of what we are saying. Is it in alignment with our beliefs? Are we speaking our truth? This is where empowerment and inspiration are so integral in our experience. Celebrating who we are by the words that we speak and communing in communion, communicating with our community, unifying, harmonizing, aligning, all coming together, celebrating love's resonance, the soundtrack to our soul, music to our ears, our heart's beat, consciously creating our experience. And it was spoken. This is John Stewart. Thank you very much. And remember, you are Love Amplified.